Many of us roller coaster enthusiasts share a compulsive urge to compile lists of our favourite roller coasters and perhaps self-indulgently insist on sharing them with the world. And until now, I've resisted the urge to count down my top 10 roller coasters, but seeing as this was the year I crossed the 250 credit threshold, I started to consider just what that top 10 would look like. I'm Paul from Loop Theme Park Adventures, and out of the 253 roller coasters I've ridden to date, these are my top 10, aka There Will Be Intamin. At number 10, we head to Cedar Point for Maverick, and this Intamin Blitz coaster is all about the pacing and the whippy transitions. It features a top speed of 70 miles per hour, a launched lift hill into a 95-degree beyond vertical drop, helices packed with positive Gs, a punchy indoor launch, and 2 snappy inversions. But it's the speed that every element is taken at which makes Maverick stand out as an elite level coaster. This thing throws you around all over the place. We head to Helsinki, Finland for number 9 and the magnificent Tiger at Lin Macky. Like Maverick, Tiger is another multi-launch thrill coaster, but this adds another 12 years of technological advancements, refining and development. The result is a wonderful mix of elements. 2 launches with a top speed of 66 miles per hour, 4 inversions packed with hang time, and some brilliantly whippy switches in direction and bursts of airtime, all experienced on those awesome Intamin trains, which I have a feeling may feature more than once in this video. I fell in love with Tiger when I visited Lin Macky earlier this year, and I can't wait to return for more rides on this beast. We take a brief departure from the Intamin loving now, as number 8 is arguably B&M's best hypercoaster, the mighty Shambala at Portaventura in Spain. This is all about speed and airtime, but it's delivered to perfection and sits beautifully in the China section of the park. Its white and blue track towering above, providing wonderful views of the mountains and coastline. Shambala features a 255-foot drop and hits a top speed of 83 miles per hour, delivering a good 5 seconds of floater airtime over each of its huge hills, and even a smidge of ejector on the speed hill. The staggered seating and clamshell restraints ensure riders are fully exposed to the elements, and there's even a splashdown thrown in for a bit of visual flair. Great coaster. It's back to Cedar Point, and indeed back to Intamin for number 7 and the world's first coaster built above 300 feet, Millennium Force. The inaugural Giga coaster uses its huge 300-foot drop to generate speeds of 93 miles an hour to tear through its course that includes 2 big air hills, a lot of low-to-the-ground terrain action, overbanks and tunnels. It's the pacing that makes Millie so much fun though. The sensation of speed is on full display, leaving you breathless on the brake run. Just be sure to keep your mouth shut when riding at dusk unless you fancy bugs for dinner. We head over to Poland for number 6 and the fantastic Zadra at Energylandia. This ground-up Rocky Mountain construction hybrid coaster stands tall at 206 feet, packs in 4 inversions including that 0G stall, arguably one of RMC's most iconic elements, along with ejector airtime and great pacing, and it's smooth as glass. Riding in the back row once Zadra is fully warmed up is a frankly crazy experience, and the 0G stall is one of my all-time favourite elements, producing awesome upside down airtime. This thing doesn't let up and comes into the brake run hot. Into the top 5 now, and my favourite wooden coaster of all time, El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. This Intamin prefabricated woody features some of the craziest ejector airtime I've experienced. It's long, it's fast, and it was, at least back in 2016 when I last rode it, relatively smooth. El Toro has had some troubled times in recent years, and from what I read it's not riding the best these days, but I can only rank coasters based on my own experiences, and El Toro with its bonkers airtime, out of control turns and the legendary rolling Thunder Hill was once my number 1 coaster, so it deserves a spot in the top 5. We take a ride to happiness at number 4 with Plopsaland Japan's sublime Mack Rides Extreme Spinning Coaster. This is just absolutely crazy, a launched free spinning coaster with 5 inversions, meaning that not only do you take elements at all kinds of weird and wonky angles, but no 2 rides are exactly the same, so you can lap this thing and experience different forces and sensations each time. The JoJo roll out of the station dangles you for what feels like an eternity, the launches are snappy, especially for a Mack, and the various inversions all deliver, with the 0G roll being my favourite. Being pulled through that backwards and sort of sideways is madness. Ride to Happiness is one of Europe's best coasters and well worth a trip to Belgium to experience. Before I reveal my top 3, if you'd be so kind as to hit the like button, it really helps the channel, and I'd love to hear your top 10s down in the comments. Number 3 is another brand new coaster for 2023, Batman Gotham City Escape at Park Warner Madrid. Intamin have done it again, another world-class multi-launch LSM roller coaster. Gotham packs in the airtime and so much hang time, along with 3 launches maxing out at 65 miles per hour. The top hat somehow delivers 2 pops of ejector airtime, there's a crazy little bump on a bend which catches everybody off guard, and that stall at the end almost feels illegal. It hangs you upside down for so long, especially when you're fully exposed by Intamin's awesome modern trains. Gotham City Escape is simply an elite coaster and my favourite in Europe so far. It's over to Busch Gardens Tampa for number 2 and IronGuazi. This roller coaster is insane. That's it, that's the review. RMC absolutely knocked it out of the park with this conversion of the OG Gwazi. 206 feet tall, 76 miles per hour and 4,075 feet of twisted carnage. The drop is great, that first S-bendy airtime hill is crazy, and the death roll is one of the best inversions out there. But that wave turn behind the station building is a standout element on a coaster full of standout elements, giving huge sideways ejector airtime. IronGuazi is relentless and intense, but so much fun and will launch you out of your seat over and over again throughout its layout. A banger of a coaster. And it will surprise absolutely no long-time followers that we are staying in Florida for my number 1 roller coaster, which is of course Jurassic World Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure. I think Velocicoaster may just be the perfect roller coaster. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's infinitely re-rideable, very well themed and operated with efficiency. Plus it has dinosaurs. It's very much a ride of 2 halves. The first launch sends you into the Raptor paddock, the dive loop and Immelman are taken relatively slowly for some dangly hang time. The vegetation you weave through is dense and there are some nice bumps of airtime. Then you hit the second launch and Velocicoaster goes into overdrive. The acceleration from 40 to 70 miles per hour is punchy, the top hat gives lovely airtime and the drop is great, especially in the back. The stall delivers, although I think Gotham's stall is better, and then it's all overbanks broken up by an awesome little switch uphill before the grand finale of the Mosasaurus roll. My favourite roller coaster inversion threatens to yeet you to the bottom of the lake. The dip and bank into the brake run is also a ton of fun. Velocicoaster delivers everything I want from a roller coaster and more, but what really cemented it as my number 1 was riding it at night. That was simply the best coaster experience I've ever had, and for that reason, Velocicoaster has to be at the top of this list. Thank you for indulging me if you made it this far. Share your love for your favourite roller coasters down in the comments and consider watching this video all about the fantastic rides we have coming to the UK and Ireland in 2024. It's going to be an amazing year and I'm looking forward to covering it here on Loop Theme Park Adventures. Take care and I'll catch you next time.